Good evening, Greg here, burning at both ends, burning on the back end of Tuesday. It is June 12th, 2018, 11:13 p.m. Pacific. Just came back from my men's team meeting. Let me adjust my glasses there. A little scratch. Great meeting tonight. Always enjoy being with the men. Just I get a lot out of being with these men. We reveal a lot. We help each other. And it's a powerful thing that I do, and I'm really grateful that I have it. So and I think more men need this, and I think women need it too. Just women need something different. I'm not a woman, so I don't know what they need, but always working on that with the misses. So anyway, just want to reveal some things on the front end here before we get into the success journal. So first of all, this new posting process is really working for me. It has removed so much stress from my life. While I love the previous posts, and I will get back to posts like that, with this I-Core program and just with this real severe uptick in results-based work that I'm doing, I like the fact that I really don't have to do much prep at all. I just got to read through the success journal, update it, which is real work, right? This is the beauty of it. It's, prepping for this post is doing real work. Not that the other one, I think I mentioned this before, not that the other one is not doing real work, but I really want to crush this I-Core training, and this is a way that's enabling me to do it. And so my posting process is going down to definitely a half an hour or less per post, and I'm thrilled about that. In fact, one of the longest things I had to do tonight before this post was clear some hard drive space. I just ordered a 4 terabyte external hard drive. So while that comes, I had to free up some space, and I had to move something to like a small USB drive, and it just took like 10 minutes to do it. It was kind of annoying. But anyway, such is life, such is technology. So this new posting process is really working for me. The other thing is that now that I'm like really kind of eyeball deep in this I-Core program, it really they've done a tremendous job in making me feel like I'm in a startup. I have infinitely many things to do, and it's all about my organization and the clarity that brings me, that I understand what to do next. And on top of that, right, okay, let me just draw that out again, right? It's organization that leads to clarity, which leads to the ability to sequence, which leads to taking action. And sometimes doing that organization step can feel like a waste of time because it feels like I'm not really doing work. But like, for example, we did 17 interviews so far, and I'm uploading all that content into Innovation Within, which is this cloud-based platform that we're using. It's essentially like typing my notes out. It can just feel kind of tasky and like I'm not really doing real work, but it really is, because then out of that comes, it reminds me of the referrals and who to talk to about what referral and what they asked for as far as to get the referral. Some people, they just want a short email. Some people want like a 1-pager. Some people want a short paragraph. And those details are so critical, because I don't want to send the person that wants the 1-pager, I don't want to send that person the paragraph, and vice versa. And things like that. And I don't want to mess up. Well, you said you were going to give me a contact from this company, but I messed it up and I sent that to him. I mean, I just don't want to cause confusion. And it's all in my notes. And so that organization brings a lot of clarity. It really enabled me to fire off a bunch of emails today to get interviews. So, and also I'm noticing in this I-Core program, a lot of the actions are a lot more results based, right? It's like I have to finish this email and send it out, but then when they get back to me, like that's a hot lead. I want to jump on that right away. So if for example, I found some folks in LinkedIn, and so I'll send out that connection little message with a short message. Once they get back to me, I'm like right on it, because it's a hot lead. They're on LinkedIn. They're going to respond right away. I want to make a connection. I want to set an interview time. And it just shows that I'm like right on. I'm like right there with them. I don't want to I'll get to that in an hour, because I might miss an opportunity. And that's how this I-Core, these actions really are. These like kind of in the moment setting up these interviews. It's really like there are a lot of nuances about it that I feel because of my past training, I'm good at. And so, like for example, one of the companies that I reached out today, I reached out to, it's a huge company, so they're all over the world, but I reached out to a salesman in Austin. He was the closest thing. And, I sent him an email, went to a meeting, came back. He had called. I called him right back, left a voicemail, and then he called me right back. So it was just cool little kind of like back and forth game that we were playing. And we have a call tomorrow afternoon. We have an interview, so that's fantastic. And that was one that came out of left field. I was just, searching our application online, found this company, reached out, and in a few hours I had, I have an interview scheduled, and I think it's going to be a really good one too. So, and that's also kind of part of this work is as we get further down the interviews, we get a lot more selective. In the beginning, you can almost interview anybody, and it kind of makes some sense. But then, as you get further down, like not only are the stakes higher, but like the learning curve, you're starting to walk up the learning curve, and I want to be pickier in who I speak to. But then the other cool thing on the flip side of that is the people I speak to, we get a lot deeper in the conversation. And therefore, their ability to refer someone also becomes a lot more refined, and they can really hone in. So also the referrals that come out of these later interviews are much better too. So it's kind of a cool situation. And I also find that from these these results-based actions, pardon me for a second. These results-based actions, I get a lot more fulfillment when I complete them. Like I was so psyched when I got that salesman on the phone, and we're talking about about when to talk, when we're going to interview, and then we connected a bit. Turns out that we both he grew up in Baltimore, and I lived in Baltimore. I went to school there, and it was funny. He said Baltimore, and I said, "Is there a T in there? I thought there wasn't a T in Baltimore, right? Because if you're from Baltimore, it said Balmer, right? It's not Baltimore, it's Balmer, down there by the water." Anyway, so we connected on Baltimore for a little bit. So that was cool. Brought back some memories. I really enjoyed Baltimore. It's an interesting city, but I really enjoyed living there. I was there for about 15 years. So, and then another cool thing that happened to me completely outside of iCourse is one of my projects is a big piece of hardware showed up, a big vacuum chamber. This thing's enormous, and it was something that me and the team designed. And I think we put the purchase order in like end of January, and so it just showed up today. And it's just cool to see a big piece of hardware, a big piece of a big vacuum chamber, because you see it on the screen for months, and then everything on a computer screen is this big, right? It's like no matter how big it is, whether it's a little MEMS device or it's a skyscraper, it's all about the same size. And so it was really cool to see it in person, and this company did a fantastic job in making this piece of hardware. So, and then another big thing is I know you guys know that I'm into this Ents platform. So huge shout out to the Ents family. I'm really enjoying the platform. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy connecting with the folks. And today I was so flattered. I was invited out to New York City at the end of July for a get-together, and it was such a nice invitation, and unfortunately I can't accept it because I'm going to be with my parents. We're flying out at the end of July to visit my parents in South Carolina, so that's going to be an awesome trip. My kids are looking forward to that. It's going to be a whole different type of weather, right? We're going to go from kind of like sunny and cool Northern California to like hot and sweaty and humid South Carolina, late July, early August, type of weather. But we lived in Florida for a while, so not a big deal for us. But still, so unfortunately, I couldn't accept the Ents invitation. But I am making a plan to go out to New York City at the end of the summer, and I want to bring my oldest daughter with me, my 7-year-old. She loves New York City, and she wants to come. And I also want to bring her on some business meetings. I want to show her what Daddy does. Get her kind of working in that space, get her thinking in that mindset, get her like really nicely positioned for high school and getting into her life. So anyway, shout out to the Ents family. Love the Ents family. Love Entsing. So you can check me out there, of course. Burn at both ends. Yeah, so let's get into the success journal. This will be quick. So pretty much, I'm really digging this platform. I'm liking the full week chunk that I'm looking at, because it lets me like mentally put things in different days. Not everything needs to be done on Monday. But I knew, for example, the iCore work, I wanted to send a lot of these interview emails today and tomorrow. So today I did about 10 to 15 of them. Tomorrow I'll finish them up. We have our webinar tomorrow. I got to present tomorrow. So after this post, I'll start the presentation and then finish it up in the morning. We got office hours in the morning. A lot of stuff going on. I started the virtual happy hour. Even though it's not really happy hour, it's more like office hours. It's just like a 2-hour block of time where folks can join me on a Google Hangout, and we can just kind of like work side by side, and just kind of get the feel of being like in the same room together. I really enjoy that. And then, just some of the other projects, just, some of the micro work is coming in here, little bits and pieces here, little things here and there. Sending things out, kind of like my hot throw, my cold throw. So the hot throw is definitely the iCore work. It's in the trenches. It's doing these interviews. It's sending out these communications and the follow-ups. The follow-ups will happen tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. Right, mix up the communications. If I did an email, then I want to make a phone call. LinkedIn's kind of tough, because sometimes if you just connect on LinkedIn, that's all you really have, and so you just got to be patient with it. And some folks don't check LinkedIn too often, but if I can switch up the communication style, I definitely will. So that's my hot throw. My cold throw are a bunch of these other projects that I'm working on, where I'm just gonna like put something out and then kind of like manifest and like wait for it to come back. Maybe delegate a task or enable someone else to do something. That's kind of a little different than like delegating, but along the same line. So I'm really digging this success journal style so far. We'll see how it keeps working. There's no really need to tweak it right now. It's working well. I'm just adding notes to it. But I just have a feeling that this week chunk is perfect for what I'm doing. And then I booked a conference in San Francisco today, which is awesome, and I was able to pay at the highest price point because I actually have a budget that I'm in charge of, which is kind of cool. But I had a discount, so it was awesome. So it should have been $1,000, but it was like $600. So it'll be cool to go to to this conference, like with like kind of the all access pass. See how that works out. So anyway, that's the success journal. That's my story for today. It's been a great day, great start to the week. But I will say, where a place that I'm failing is because this iCore work is so results based. I feel I have to finish things, and sometimes that just takes an extra 20 minutes to an hour or extra 40. Whatever it takes, and then I'm kind of pushing off some of this like more tasky project work, these other projects. So I really want to get back on my game. So tomorrow after the webinar, I'm going to get back into some of these projects. I got some drawings to do, which is just, it's also just not as exciting as the iCore work. I find the iCore work to be very exciting. So, but these drawings I got to make, this is, equally important, just not as fun. But anyway, but I'll get to those tomorrow. We'll knock them out by the end of the week, and we'll be in good shape. So that's today's post, or tonight's post. So subscribe if you like what you hear. This is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur. So I'd love to hear about your journey. So comment down below. Let me know what's going on. I'd love to help solve problems. So throw problems at me. I'd love to be of service. That's a big piece of this channel, is I want to be of service. That's why I'm, kind of getting all this wisdom out, all this stuff that I was lucky to pick up from my mentors, and I want to get it out into the world so it can be used and leveraged. So comment down below and subscribe. Tell me what's up. The beats in the background. This is an Afro beat type of beat. It's a Fela Kuti beat that I was heavily influenced by. But most of the song is my own. You can check it out on SoundCloud. It's linked down below. I've also linked some good psychedelic ambient, some good DJ sets down there, and then just some other like motivational, inspirational type of things for me, like Gary Vaynerchuk. Haven't said his name in a while. Listen to some Gary V today. Love it. Listen to a keynote he did in 2008. Holy cow, was he on point? I mean, you listen to that, and you're like, wow, that was 10 years ago. Talk about telling the future. Really appreciate that, man. I gotta say, and then just some other motivational channels on YouTube, things that really kind of got me going, got my gears turning in 2018. So that's it. So that's it for the post. So get some rest, wake up, rise and grind, crush it tomorrow, inspire people, do great things, and I'll see you in the morning.